In France, the death of far-right activist Quentin Derang continues to send ripples across the French political spectrum. The country is now gearing up for a memorial rally in the city of Lyon, where the activist was killed. Just ahead of the rally, French President Emmanuel Macron called for people to maintain calm. Lyon will be placed under a high security alert, despite the city's far-left mayor calling for a ban on the rally.
The Prime Minister, like the Interior Minister, will be vigilant to ensure that things proceed as smoothly as possible. I believe this is a moment for reflection and respect for our young compatriot who was killed, for his family and loved ones. That must come first. And then it is a moment that calls for rigor and responsibility. At the start of next week, I will hold a meeting with the Prime Minister and the relevant ministers to take full stock of all violent action groups currently operating and that have links with political parties, whichever they may be. Now everyone must act responsibly.
The French president also announced that his government will hold a meeting next week to discuss so-called violent action groups following the fatal beating of Quentin. The incident has sparked a political firestorm between the French left and right ahead of the 2027 presidential election. The rally, widely publicized online by French ultra-nationalist and far-right groups, is expected to be attended by 2,000 to 3,000 people, with authorities fearing further clashes with left-wing protesters. The rally is expected to draw together figures from the farthest fringes of Europe's radical right. However, his own family will be giving the rally a miss. Residents of Lyon are concerned.
Obviously, because they're going to start smashing things up again, because they're going to start fighting each other again, because one lot calls the other, and vice versa. So it'll just never end, will it? The extreme of this, the extreme of that, it's eternal. So everyone's right and everyone's wrong. Isn't that so?
His death also became the subject of a political tussle between Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni and French President Macron. Meloni, a conservative, called the killing of Quentin a wound for all of Europe. Macron was quick to fire back. He asked the Italian Prime Minister to stay in her own lane and not be bothered by the internal affairs of another country. The two have often sparred on an array of issues concerning Europe, ranging from the conflict in Ukraine to trade and European policies. A voluntary homicide investigation has now been launched in France, with 11 people detained in connection with the killing. One of the people detained is reportedly an assistant to a hard-left member of French Parliament. The case has since fueled tensions in poll-bound France. The country is gearing up for municipal elections in March and a presidential race in 2027.